guys, newsflash, perfect person does not exist. A lot of people miss opportunities for really special people because they don't give chances to those individuals just because they don't fit just exactly into that box.
So all those years of you trying to find that perfect person is all for nothing.
If you're expecting all these things from somebody else, can you meet those requirements yourself?
I do strongly believe that there is someone who's perfect for you.
The easiest way to kind of kill something special is to compare it with something else, right?
The perfect person doesn't exist, but you can create that perfect relationship for you if you allow yourself to.
All right, guys, newsflash, the perfect person does not exist.
It
I
does
know.
not.
It's hard to believe.
I
Shocking.
know, I know. So all those years of you trying to find that perfect person is all for nothing.
Yeah, people think, oh my God, the one that's gonna complete me. It's gonna be perfect, and it's gonna do everything right, and I'll never be mad, and he'll never let me down. And doesn't exist. I'm sorry.
Perfection doesn't exist. However, I do strongly believe that there is someone who's perfect for you.
Sure.
It does not mean that they're perfect,
Yeah.
but it perfectly complements the individual that you are. So, for those of you who have been following along, we are the Coffee Breakup, both Marvin and myself, Christian. We wrote a book. The book turned into a course where we really go in detail of what we wrote about, but we are going over the keys that kind of go over the key points of how to be not only a better individual from the start, so learning security, learning how to find your passion, just being very happy and grateful. Kind of following your passion will allow other people to really want to get attracted to you with similar values to ultimately find that person who is perfect for you. Not perfect, but perfect for you. So we dive into the next section of
our book.
yeah, so the perfect person does not exist. Perfectly imperfect.
Chapter 3. I'm sorry, chapter 12. This is part 3.
Part
At
3,
the end of
chapter
part 3.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, like you had said, I mean, I think that's a big problem too, especially because obviously we're talking about long-term relationships and people who trying to find somebody. I think a lot of people give up on people because they think, well, this person doesn't complete my list, right? I have a checklist. They have to mark everything on that list. If they don't, then they're not meant for me and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people miss opportunities with really special people because they don't give chances to those individuals just because they don't fit just exactly into that box. And I wish people would be a little bit more open. I'm not saying you can't have standards. I'm not saying you can't have expectations of people, especially people that you give your time and energy and effort into. Of course you should, but you also have to be realistic, and so
Yeah.
I think that's a big part as well.
Yeah, and to those of you who are probably still single, I mean, we wrote this course specifically for you. Ultimately, there's probably a lot of things that are going on in your life, and then I mean, maybe you don't care about dating or whatever. But for me, I was single for like about 3 years, which isn't forever. But by year 3, I was like, all right, what's going on? And that's kind of why we wrote this. But it's true. I mean, you want to just make sure that you do everything that you can and as an individual, and then that way you do attract that partner who's perfect for you. And but not every relationship is going to work ideally. They both require effort, which is why both parties need to, and we talked about that before.
Sure.
And but again, the ultimate goal, I think, in life is to have that one companion to really call yours, and to create those memories, and to really create that bond with one another.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of the journey of dating people. And to your point, you say you have to be open to it,
Yeah.
because we create these checklists that we're like, oh, well, if they don't fit, they check every box, they're not for me. But then we have to really understand, like, if we're not dating anybody, what list is it that we've created? Is it even a possible list? Does anyone even exist who can fit in this list? Because sometimes I think delusion, exists. So for those who have a really like strenuous a checklist, double check and really understand, like, I'm not even dating anybody right now, and I'm here only allowing Mr. Perfect or Miss Perfect, whatever. Sometimes we have to learn different things and understand different things. And I
Sure.
think, to your point, opening up the dating
Yeah.
pool of who you accept. I'm not saying to just accept any bum, but by kind of broadening your horizon or broadening kind of the pool that you date, you might learn a thing or two. There's a lot of opportunity in dating, and it's not so much about you finding the right person, but you can find a lot of great people by just going out and for some drinks. It could be maybe an acquaintance down the line. It could be someone who's very useful, who maybe in your business, if you want to have one, can take you to the next level. Maybe someone who's a COI, refer you contacts for what you do, or it could be someone who you really truly appreciate. But it only comes down to you, like you said, opening up and trying to allow those. And when that happens, I mean, again, you expose yourself to so many different people for the opportunity to find that right person. And like we said, I mean, the perfect person doesn't exist, but you can create that perfect relationship for you if you allow yourself to.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also like look at all these things that you want in somebody, and ask yourself, am I this person too? Like, whatever it is that I'm looking for, am I that person, right? So if you're expecting all these things from somebody else, can you meet those requirements yourself?
True.
Because a lot of times people have all these requirements and these demands and all these things, and it's like, are you even the person to ask for these things? Are you this person?
Is it even possible to
Sure.
achieve that?
Right,
Yeah, to your
correct.
point as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you have said it too. Like, whatever you want in a person,
Yeah,
write
write it
that
down
down and
and
become that
Become
person.
that person, yeah.
Right. And so it's such a good point as well, because a lot of people just have to be in touch with reality as well. you
Yeah,
know?
or they think that they're entitled to a lot of things, but they don't really understand what it is to be that person that they're looking
Yeah.
for. You know, I mean, as a man, we go through a lot, even in our kind of growing up. We face a lot, rejection more than women. We have a kind of an uphill battle in the workforce, and most women, especially now, they have a lot more opportunity where there is more of a challenge. In fact, I think more women are actually graduating with bachelors, and now they're actually on the rise when it comes to income.
Yeah, correct.
But to a certain point, I mean, there's a lot of challenges that men face just because we're men, or because we have a bunch of expectations because we're men, and it is a challenge. But again, as we try to become great individuals, we want to be strong, we want to be healthy, we want to be educated, we want to be skillful, we want to be talented. We're blessed to have amazing women by our side,
Yeah.
but it requires work to
Sure,
constantly be on top of our stuff, to make sure that we're attentive, to make sure that we're aware of our surroundings, and not only that, about our health and everything else that we put our time into. We put in that work. So if it requires a lot, sometimes other people, they don't understand that. They just think that, oh, these guys, whatever, they're young, they do this. But dude, we invest a lot of time in ourselves to trying to make sure that this shit works
100%.
on top of our busy schedules. And just understanding, so to your point, yeah, it's important to become the person that you're looking for, because it's admirable to understand the work ethic that it takes in order to be the person that it is that you want them to become.
Absolutely. And a big aspect as well is, and it's not on there, but it was part of the chapters. When you compare your partner or the people in your around to other people, right? So the easiest way, and I always say, the easiest way to kind of kill something special is to compare it with something else, right?
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Right. Because the truth of the matter is, no two people will ever be alike. And so a lot of people kind of hold on to maybe an ex, maybe somebody they used to know, somebody used to date, and then they find themselves in a new relationship, and it's easy to compare them. Well, they didn't, like, my ex did this, this person did that, et cetera, et cetera. They're not this, they're not going to be like that. And the truth of the matter is, no one will ever be like that person that you used to date 5 years ago, or your first love, and so when you compare that person, when you hold them to the standard, okay, everybody has to be like this person that I used to date 5 years ago, you're going to set yourself up for a very long road of disappointment.
Yeah, that can also be some sort of trauma, some sort of a trauma bond that probably happened there. The fact that
you gotta work through.
because maybe you break up, but then if you are always comparing your new partner or everyone that you date to maybe that one partner from before, I think that person's got to go to therapy, or that person should just buy the Coffee Breakup course, starting from within.
Yeah.
To really guide you through this process. No, we're not licensed, we're not certified, all this stuff, but two guys who kind of understand a little bit, and hopefully our conversations can help you as well. But yeah, I mean, if you're reflecting on always looking at the past, I mean, life goes forward. There's no reason to keep looking past and comparing things to the past. Either you try to figure out and fix whatever happened back then, or you find the strength in you to move on. And if you need therapy, by all means, I mean, we have a partnership with BetterHelp. What is it? BetterHelp.com/thecoffeebreakup. Go ahead and sign up. I think you get a nice little discount 10%
there. 10% off the first month.
10% off the first month. And again, that's going to help you just kind of overcome whatever it is that you're going through if you feel like you're comparing yourself to, or comparing whoever you're dating to that person. But I think it's important to always compare the person to who they were before. And we always say it ourselves, because even for us, when we compare other people or ourselves to other people, we're looking, oh, this, but it's like, well, am I better today than I was yesterday? Am I better today than I was 5 years ago? And that's the comparison that you should be doing. And I think that's what you should also be doing for the person that you're dating. I mean, forget about the past of who that person was. That's not the person you're dating anymore. You're dating somebody brand new. Look for the qualities that you see and the potential you see in that person to grow. And then that's where you hold them accountable kind of internally, because again, if you want that right partner for you, you want someone who's going to grow and develop, and then that's what you hold accountable to. I mean, who they were and the character that they have, and are they improving? Are they saying who they say that they are, or have they lied to me and they're just going backwards? And then that's when you make the adjustment of, well, do I continue? Do I not?
Sure.
By comparing everything to the past, life goes on. You can't just live in the past.
For sure. Yeah, and yet you have to have the proper expectations, and you have to have the right vision with that individual, And so I think this is a really good chapter of the course and part of the book as well.
Yeah, I just said it. Healthy relationships take effort every day and are created by two imperfect people choosing to better themselves with each other.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's really what I just said. I mean, you have to, it's you versus you at the end of the day. And you want to make sure that you're always putting your best foot forward. And that's the expectation they have of your partner. I mean, they shouldn't be stagnant. They shouldn't be kind of weighing you down. And it's like everything. I mean, we talk about how guys, we had another segment where one of my friends, he was married, had his own kid, they got the house together, had a decent job, and then he slacked. He didn't continue nurturing the relationship. And these are one of these things, like, you have to constantly grow and develop, and by you doing it yourself, you're doing it with the person that's with you.
Absolutely. I guess the synopsis of it all would be that life is messy. People are messy. And you have to find a person who puts in the effort to clean up that mess, right? Because if you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, there's going to be some tough times. There's going to be some disagreements. There's going to be some arguments. They will let you down. They will disappoint you. And so will you towards them. So it's like the important part is, are they going to willing to make corrections, improve themselves, learn from their mistakes, be apologetic? And that's who you want to build a life with. Don't look for a perfect person. We've talked about it all the time, because a perfect person it doesn't exist. Rather, find an imperfect person that you want to have an imperfect life with.
That's actually very pretty. It's the character of the person. And to your point, every single day, nobody's perfect. Yeah. But if they're at least trying their best, and effort, talked about it before, how important it is. You're not expected to succeed. Life, you will fail. And that's kind of the beauty of life, because then you really get put into situations and you're like, fuck, what do I do now? Yeah. And then your juices start flowing. You start getting creative, or you start trying to just do something that's better for yourself, and then you overcome that. Yeah. And I think that every day, I mean, you have that challenge for yourself. And if you're willing to put in that effort to constantly overcome, constantly be better, and constantly do your best at anything, even if it comes to dating, even if it comes to being the best partner, best husband, wife, your relationship will succeed 100%. As long as both parties try.
For sure. Beautiful. I love it.
Period. Good Signed, the coffee break.
For sure. If you guys want to learn more, find out more about the course, the book, everything that we just talked about, go on our website, thecoffeebreakup.com. Check it out. Bunch of stuff on there.
Yes, we got the keys. Download it for free. All we need is register with your email. Literally, we're going to send it directly to you. Get it for free. Download it. It's key points of everything that the book covers. If you feel like you need a little bit more, that's what the book is for. Starting from within, the secret to a healthy relationship. And I highly recommend, if you just jump into the course, not only do you get the copy of the book for free, like essentially the script, everything that's been written in the book is part of the course. Yeah. But you also get in depth of what we talk about behind the scenes of how we kind of live those values and why we preach them, going into detail. And it also gives you an opportunity for a call with us. Yes, give us a little bit of feedback, but also let's figure out what's going on with you. And then again, we're not certified, we're not licensed, any of that good stuff. But we are two guys that I think that we are on a mission to change the world, make it a better, happier, healthier place. And we look forward to having the opportunity of helping you as well.
Can't wait to see you guys next time.